So, good morning, brothers and sisters. So lovely to see you all from different places, from different communities. We're not really different communities. I met one of the Schmidt brothers in Cheongpyeong, and he said, "Oh, we're musicians from Gowol Brass Band. We're a cult within a cult." And I said, well, we're blood within blood, so let's use nicer language, but I know exactly what you mean, yeah? Now, today is the first Sunday of the new year. So, Happy New Year. 2 weeks ago, we came for the first Sunday, which was the 2nd of January, and we found that because this is a government building, they hadn't unlocked the doors. And I thought, right, I'm going to keep my sermon for the next time that we meet. And the topic is vision. Since that time, I went to a pastor's meeting, and Pastor Hewish, Matthew Hewish, said that January is named after the Greek god Janus, who has two heads. And one head is looking to the past, and one head is looking to the future. And Mike Balcom interrupted, and he said, no, that's not the meaning of January. The meaning of January is planuary. Yeah, you make new plans for the years in January, and then by the time February comes, you start to enact what you've planned. But they sort of both had a good idea. Now, Jeff asked me, Jeff told me last, late December, the next Sunday service will be on the topic of vision. And I thought, vision, I love that word, vision, I could run with that. That's great, that's my word, I'll keep it. And then on the 2nd of January, Jeff got unwell. So I thought, right, well, heaven speaks, I'd better write a sermon on vision. So that's what I did. When I came here, somebody said, vision. Well, my vision is not this. And I thought, that ain't vision, mate. Yeah? Vision is what you can see. It comes from the Latin video, which means I see. So it means it's not what you're looking at other people. It means, what am I looking at? What am I envisaging? Yeah? When a German looks at a pot of Marmite, they envision, eesh. When a Brit looks at a bottle of Marmite, they think, my childhood, I'm home. Yeah? What you vision is really personal. Yeah? And it comes from your experiences, and it comes from your background. And what you do about it is really up to you. Yeah? So I'll give the beginning, the middle, and the end of this sermon in the first 1 minute, so that if you don't like the rest of it, at least you got the purpose. Chris was mentioning before at the end of last year of us getting a peace embassy here. And I just got completely transfixed, completely inspired by the idea. We need a TV studio. Yeah, we have a TV studio manager sitting with us. Yeah, we have engineers, we have pioneers, we have business leaders, we have artists, we have visionaries. We have a gong meditation expert who could run therapy sessions. We have cooks who could run a cafe. We have many talented people. We could start a recording studio. We even have live guitarists, thank heavens. Yeah? Alhamdulillah, we don't need to listen to the dreadful taped boring Christian songs anymore. We've got Peter has returned, yeah, to take me out of my realm of suffering. We have 2 recording studios. Raymond is a recording studio, and I'm just building one in Milton Keynes. So, should we do it with North London, East London, and Central London together? That energy put together, will it actually bring fruits? Now, I know that to bring fruits, you or I have to be fruitful. And you have to be consistent. You have to put in your work at the beginning stage, the middle stage, and the end stage. That is really determined by us. We can have an idea, but whether we actually do something about it is purely us. So what's our vision? That was the purpose of my sermon today. I said to Chris, I'm going to write a form. I'm going to send the form out to everybody. I'll send it to AJ. I'll send it to East London. And everybody will say, what can I volunteer for a peace embassy? Mr. Balcombe said they're thinking of making Britain the European headquarters of the Family Federation and all of our different federations. Now, if we do that, we need a place, we need people, we need energy, we need budget, we need so many things. Do we have the courage to do that? Or should we just say, leave it in Germany? Peter Stading is doing a fantastic job. Just give me a break. I haven't got the energy. Or I haven't got the vision. So where do we stand? As individuals. Not other people, me. Where do I stand? Do I have energy to accomplish anything in my life? So that was the idea. So because Chris was so clear, and somebody else who was, who I gave my idea to, they said, Chris has already sent a form out about 2 years ago. You ought to have a look at the responses to that form before you send another one so that you don't bore people and so that you get something new. So what I want to know is, are there any visionaries? When I met Mike Stout, who is a visionary and a complete nutcase, and Ziggy Pracher, who is a total nutcase and a visionary pioneer, I said, let's do something together. That resulted in us getting a big grant from the Sainsbury Foundation and building a studio in Lancaster Gate. Yeah, we did it because we had the vision. And we called it not GWBB, not Go Well Brass Band, but we called it GWBB Audio Vision. Because we said, we have a vision. I always said that's a really weird name, Ziggy. And he says, I like the name, so I will keep the name, he said, in his exaggerated Austrian accent. Yeah? And that's what we kept. And I'm still doing the same today. Yeah? So we met in Lancaster Gate. I said, I'm fed up of the One World Crusade. I want a new mission. And he said, well, I'm fed up of doing what I'm doing. I want to start a studio. And we said, right, shall we shake hands? We shook hands. We went to the national leader. And within 15 minutes, we'd been given 3 rooms. And we'd been given all the wherewithal. And then the national leader said, I can give you all the blessing, but I can't give you 1 penny. And I thought, okay. I'll ask my mum. My mum's from the Sainsbury's. She's got money, yeah? And so I went to this really big investment company in the City of London. And feeling, I've been making £20 a day on fundraising team for 7 years up to then, And I said, I need £15,000. They said, why? How are you going to make money? And I said, well, one thing, we're Moonies, we don't pay wages. He said, good point, he said. And he said, that'll save you a lot. And we don't pay rent because we own the building. And we don't pay poll tax because we're a charity, and et cetera, et cetera. And we're visionaries, yeah? And we're nutcases. And what Ziggy said is, if we don't have any money, we'll go out and fundraise. We'll get the money. The money is not the important thing. The vision is the important thing. Now, I was very interested 6, 7, 8 years ago. South London wanted to make a peace embassy. They didn't have any money. North London did. So Hayashi-san lent the money to South London, and they honorably paid it back. But we didn't have the vision. They did. So what came first, the vision or the money? The money comes as a consequence of the vision. Francois never has any money. Yeah, because she's a visionary social worker in Watford. People just give her money. She says, it's too much. I don't even want any more. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not an accountant. I'm an artist, for goodness sake. And they give her even more because she's a visionary. And the whole spirit world understands visionaries. And spirit world speaks to people of goodwill to assist other people of goodwill. That's how the mechanics of the spirit world work. You make a little step and the whole spirit world adds in. So, what can I envision? Do you have imagination? Yeah? Can you successfully manifest your vision? Or is it doomed to failure? Tell you, on fundraising teams, I just, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, I'm doomed, Mr. Mannering. I hate this. It's awful. I'm so bad. I'm so shy. I'm so this and so short and so tall and so this. Any excuse I could throw at it, I would, just to justify the fact that I was feeling dead miserable. Yeah? I'm not miserable anymore. Yeah? I've learned a bit since then, and I'm blessed by that. So, what is our vision? Our vision is centered on the 4 great realms of heart. Yeah? The child's love, the siblings' love, the spouse's love, and the parents' love. So, what is the vision of a breastfeeding baby? I'm so glad that my granddaughter actually left the room before she saw this picture because it could embarrass her. Don't tell her, please, that this was in the grown-ups room. She said, you can have fun in the adult service. I want fun in Sunday school. And she's just come back from a 14-hour flight from Tokyo. Yeah, she hasn't been home. She hasn't been to sleep. She said, I want to go to Hatch End. End of story. Yeah, so the baby, actually, his eyesight is limited to about 12 inches. Yeah, to about 30 centimeters. All the baby can envision is the mother's breast, yeah, and the mother's comfort. I don't even think the baby can envision the father's protection. The father has to protect the mother, and the mother protects the baby. The baby can't even see the father. Father's of little importance. First of all, primary importance is the warmth, the breast, the sound, the comfort of the mother. Yeah. So the milk shape of the mouth is very present, and the rather sort of dreamy look of the eyes is showing that limited vision, that very focused vision centered on purpose. Yeah. Now, the next, when you start to grow up, you start to share. This is Christmas Sunday service downstairs this year. I'll give you one of my Father Christmas toys if you give me 2 of yours. No, not 2 of yours. I'll give you 1 for 1. If you don't do that, I got in so much trouble this morning at Heathrow Airport. I brought one of my granddaughters to service and not the other 3. And they were so jealous. They just thought, this is a violation of heart. But I said, you've brought 20 boxes back from Tokyo. I haven't got any seats. So this is sharing of the Christmas presents. This is learning to be mutual. Now, if you have a vision of trusting people, I trust Peter. When I'm playing flute, I know he's not going to fluff his rhythm. I trust him, and so therefore, when I do a solo, I can be really free. There are other guitarists, even better ones, who I don't trust. I can't duet with them. Yeah? In order to make creation, you've got to actually trust the person will not let you down. Yeah? I was asking my wife, who we were having a COVID injection discussions which we've had for months and months, and I said, you don't trust any doctors, do you? And you don't trust any media, you don't? And she said, I trust my husband and I trust true parents. That's enough, she said. Yeah. So I thought, oh boy, I better live up to that one. Yeah, better not collapse in shame. Yeah. the next vision that one has when one's 18, 19, or 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is, who is my spouse going to be? Yeah? Is my spouse going to be pretty? Yeah? Is my spouse going to be lovely? The unification tradition is, am I lovely enough for my spouse? Forget having a lovely spouse. Am I good enough to get up to their standard? Not are they good enough to come up with my standard. If you've got that idea, you're on the wrong boat. Yeah? So I don't think many people, when they envision having a boyfriend or having a girlfriend or having a husband and wife, consider that you might be along with another 100, 200, 300, 400 couples together. And as our blessing was world peace through ideal families, the 2006,000 couple, yeah, that the peace that you establish within your family is the peace that will bring peace to the world. No more and no less. You are that peace that the community will inherit from you. That statement about somebody coming in and saying, "Oh, you were matched by Reverend Moon." You know, I had this conversation in India so often. They say, "What's it like to have a love marriage?" I said, "I didn't have a love marriage. I had an arranged marriage, yeah? But ours was arranged for spiritual perfection of the mind, the body, the husband, the wife, the parents, the children, and the grandchildren, that God's realm can come. Not for financial reasons, not for cultural reasons, not for skin color reasons. We break all of those conventions, but we go for the restoration of true love for mankind's future." And that's what Reverend Moon taught me. And the Indians would just say, "You are blessed." And I said, I know that, yeah? The English would never say that. They're too stupid to say that, yeah? But the Indians always would just go, boom, straight to that point and say, you're really blessed to be with Reverend Moon. Yeah. So, True Father has a vision of a family, yeah? True Mother has a vision of a family. What a huge family, yeah? Now, I know, do you know Stefan Schmidt in Germany? He has 6 sons and 1 daughter, yeah? And his wife, who is Korean, she said, "I really don't like having," it's either 7 or 8 children. I think it's 7, is it, Peter? It's so many, the picture's huge. She says, "I'm really unhappy to have 7 children." She said, "If only I'd married 10 years younger, I could have had 12. And I thought, she wasn't joking. She was saying that seriously. She's a visionary, yeah? And her husband is a visionary as well, yeah? It is at this time that many people join the church when they're 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, when they're looking for that stability. And they meet Father. And so Father and Mother have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren coming along. Now, what happens when you're old? Yeah? My mother was very often very unhappy. But when she met her grandchildren, and when she was able to give to her grandchildren this new bicycle at their birthday, that was when she became happy. And it was when she met her great-grandchildren, she said, "Finally, I understand what Reverend Moon did in your family. But it's taken me 80 years. But she said, I finally understand. You've done a great job. Well done." She criticized me entirely up to that point. And then suddenly she thought, wow, he's blessed. He's done a good job. He has brought beauty and goodness to my family. And I'm proud. Yeah? First time I've seen my mother be really proud and really happy. So what do you want to do when you're getting old? You want to give everything you have away. When True Father had his 80th birthday, he went through a ceremony of giving his ties away, giving his ring, giving his watch, giving everything physical away to prepare for the next world. When COVID came along, I thought, is it me next? Have I done enough? Have I actually given enough away before I die? Because I could die in 21 days. Nobody knows. Yeah? So that made me quite serious. Might have made me neurotic, but it also made me quite serious. Have I fulfilled my vision? Yeah? Or do I have more? Yeah? And have I given everything that I am and have to others before I pop my clogs, to use Marcus's favorite expression? Yeah? So, does God have a vision? Yeah? I think when we use the slogan, the purpose of life, it goes in one ear and out the other ear because it's just a Mooney slogan. And like Alhamdulillah and Inshallah and all of these religious slogans, you know, Kya karenge, what to do, yeah? We don't actually internalize the meaning. What is the meaning of the purpose of life? The fact that the universe is made in complementary pairs for the process of the maintenance and development of life, and for going through 3 stages so that everything starts at the beginning, grows and perfects itself. There's forward thinking in everything in biology, in everything in physics, everything in chemistry, everything in psychology, everything in religion. There is purpose, there is vision. If there was no vision, and Chris might tell me, but through the second law of thermodynamics, if energy goes from a high state to a low state naturally, to take it from a low state to a high state requires a purpose, a vision, an application of that energy. Energy on its own just collapses. The universe couldn't be a universe without a will to format that energy into a physical or into a energetic form. Yeah? So, does God have a vision? And if so, yeah, what are we doing about it? Yeah? Let's have a look. Now, this is true further in 1979 in Cleve House. Yeah? He's talking to Professor Kevin Pickard, Professor of Trumpet at Juilliard, saying, I want to start a band. Now, if somebody wants to start a band, how many people do you want in your band? The Beatles were 4. The Police were 3. Yeah? So he said, well, what about 80? He said, actually, I don't really want 80. I want 100. Yeah? But we only made it up to 80. Yeah? Is Father a visionary? Was he thinking small or was he thinking big? Was he thinking forward? Yeah? So they're translating Father's Korean to Kevin, and Kevin is thinking, what on earth am I going to do about this? You know? And then Father said, anybody who plays guitar like Mr. Graham should play saxophone. He's got no lips at all. He's got a rubbish embouchure. I play flute, so Father gave me a trumpet. Completely different musculature in the mouth. Yeah? So he said, whatever instrument you play, play something else. Don't limit yourself to one instrument, play 3. He said, in the same way that you have to serve in 3 foreign countries, you have to play 3 instruments, and you have to be able to give lectures in those languages. He substantiated his vision by giving us instruments, yeah? Not cheap instruments, but mostly nice Yamaha instruments, which are really quite good quality. And he said, this is my vision for you. Will you pick it up? Yes or no? You can let your instrument go rusty and do nothing, or you can get out there and you can use it to witness and use it to make art, encourage the process of home church, which was being developed at the same time. So one of the last things I did last year was buy an instrument for somebody. I thought, I've got no choice. That's my Christmas present. So my Christmas present was to buy one of the second generation a new instrument. Yeah. And I thought, we've got to imitate Christ. Yeah. We got to do what Father did. Yeah. So to multiply his attitude. Yeah. So these are the teams that came into Cleve House. Father said, do you know how to pack a van? He said, if you go around a corner with these beautiful instruments, you'll smash them. So what you have to do is you have to put the little instruments under the chairs, and then the big heavy instruments on the chairs, then the smaller ones. And he said, right, give me a van, I'll do it myself. And he packed one of the vans and then showed it all of the members. So he set the example, yeah, of how to pack the vans, and, even, putting a double bass or a sousaphone on the roof rack. That's a lot of work, but Father showed us exactly, this is my vision. And that's Kevin saying goodbye to one of the packed vans, going to 5 or 6 regions. Peter, are you there in that picture?
Yeah, but out of the picture.
Out of the picture. You were about there, were you?
Yeah.
Somewhere, sorry. I couldn't find the original picture, so I got that from Facebook. Anyway, True Father picked up instruments, played them. Not very well, some of them. He got up and sang. He got up and danced. Yeah. So he didn't only tell us what we had to do. He set the example himself. And so he said, and this is embarrassing for me, he said the lecture you give should be the same quality as the music you play. So he said, I want you to do lectures during the day and performances in the evening. And he said the quality of your lecture should be the same quality as your art. So if you're doing truth, beauty, and goodness, and you practice 4 hours a day to play your instrument, you should be practicing 4 hours a day to give a divine principle lecture. Will you pledge that? Ooh, it's a hard one, that one. It's really, it's tough. Yeah. A side point which I'm quite interested in. I spent 7 years in school learning French, being tortured to do French grammar. And I spent 3 months in Germany on the One World Crusade. And I find that my spoken German and my spoken French is about the same. Yeah? Even though I didn't do any German grammar. I can chat in German, whereas it's hard to chat in French. But Father said, don't learn all the holy songs. Learn one song that you like, get it to a state of perfection, of your own personal evaluation of perfection, then play any other song you like up to the same level. But first, get that feeling of self-confidence, I can do something well. So that if we have one standard in one area of our life, that will be the same standard that we apply to all of the other things that we do. So if that standard is our vision, if our vision is pretty big and pretty energetic and pretty dynamic, then we will be able to do more than somebody who just says, I can't do it. I've got no money. I don't speak English. I don't speak German. I can't. If we belittle our vision, we will belittle our effectiveness in the community and in our life mission and in our family. So our family members will not respect us. So my question was, what's the ideal vision of the young person? Am I reliable? Am I loyal? Am I truthful? Am I fruitful? Am I strong? Am I capable? Do I rule my world? Along with God, do I rule? Can I say that? Yeah, do I have that self-confidence? So vision is your own feeling of self-confidence. I don't know if you know, you 20-year-olds and under 20-year-olds, your physical peak comes at 24. Apparently, after 24, you start getting weaker again. By 40, they say that you should be the managing director of your own company. Yeah, that's the peak of your career. Yeah, up between 40 and 60, you can start to cruise it a bit, and by 60, you can start to become a teacher and bequeath everything that you've achieved in your life of creativity to others. Yeah, but your personal peak is at about the age of 40. Yeah, so True Father started the Go Wild Brass Band when he was, what was it, 1979, 1980. He was 60. He was 59, 60. Yeah? How many companies did he and his wife form between then and now? I mean, just without stopping. Don't forget, True Mother is 80 in Korean terms in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah? 79. She's steaming ahead, doing this conference, this conference, this conference, saying, bring in the religious leaders, bring in the political leaders, bring in the social leaders, bring them all together, unite the homeland. Yet she's nearly 80. Do we have any excuses? Yeah? So what do I have here? Singing. This is very interesting. Peter, did you hear Build a House? The new version?
Not the new one.
Oh, the new, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable, with Bernard Cello doing a vocal solo. Absolutely wonderful. It's interesting. This is the son of the sister who was in my band. Who we went all the way around the country doing home church, doing music for home church. Yeah, Heidi Hengen, Heidi Wakayama. That's her son. He plays about 5 or 6 instruments. He's a TV engineer. He's a recording engineer. He's an absolute genius. So it's gone from True Father to us to our children's generation now. Yeah, that's my hope. Here's the next generation of band members. Yeah, some of whom are here. Yeah, so the feeling of art, of truth, beauty and goodness that has been given by true parents has to be given to our children. Yeah? I tell you, if you have a talent and a blessing which you don't give to somebody else, you feel regret. It's like feeling indigestion. Yeah? You've got so much in you and you can't give it out. Yeah? You feel quite sick. Yeah? So the idea of having art and having technology going down to the next generation is one of my personal goals. It's one of my personal visions. Yeah? I'm so proud that Raymond can do so much more than I could. Yeah? I can't understand what he's doing, and I'm so proud that he's taken that up and done so very well. On our 25th anniversary, there were 4 second-generation people who came to our filmed party and reunion in Cleve House. And Raymond and my nephew were one of the 2 who came. Do you remember that? You probably can't. Yeah, yeah. AJ was filming. Yeah, and you and Chris and 2 others were in Cleve House, and we were giving our testimonies about Go Wild Brass Band days. Anyway, I thought, if I can get 4 second gen to wake up in the morning and read Father's speech to Go Wild Brass Band, my mission is safe. If they stay in bed like sleeping when Jesus was praying, my mission is doomed. I might as well just give up now. And on the first day, Raymond definitely didn't get up in the morning early. I testify that I remember, because to me it was really important. But on the second day, all 4 of them got up on time, and we did a sort of proto-Hundok Hay of Father's speech to Go Wild Brass Band in Cleve House. And I thought, there is hope for the future. Yeah? Even if I'm particularly untalented, I can give this talent on to the next gen who will be better than me. And then their children will be better than them. And it will go on, and it will improve over time. Yeah? So, True Father, obviously, is a great big visionary. Yeah? What happened to many of True Father's projects? He said, here's £1,000 or $100,000, and it collapsed. And he said, well, do it again. Then the Incheon film bombed. He said, don't worry, do another film. Yeah? Get on. True Mother is a bit different. She's actually substantiating some of these. We're in a different zone. We are actually having the world's religious and political leaders come to meet True Parents. I mean, the former Deputy President of the United States being keynote speaker, that didn't happen during Father's time. It is happening now. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it on telly. Yeah? So, at the end of one's life, yeah? Look at that. One lady with a, just it's mind-blowing, that picture. I know we showed it at the beginning, but I wanted to show it again because it's just awe-inspiring. How on earth can you have that vision that on my own I can actually motivate governments, religions to bring peace? And actually do it, just substantiate it. Yeah. This is Chungpyeong now. I don't want to go. I wasn't really meant to show you this. This is from Mr. Gray in Korea, Julian Gray. But there are so many projects. Each of these buildings is a school, a university, a hospital, an old folks' home. Incredible. These amazing buildings, all springing up. So, brothers and sisters, my message today, what vision do we have? Do we want to go ahead? Do we want to build a peace embassy in North London? I mean, we might say no. We might do it in East London, or we might not do it at all. There's no guarantees, but do we want to substantiate our own vision? And the young people here, do you want us to help you to do that yourself? Because we're going to be gone in 10, 15, 20 years, definitely. We will be having Hundok Hay with daisies. Yeah? But you won't. You'll be around. Yeah? So what do you want us to do? What's your vision? So I say, young people need young, fresh vision. Older people need to substantiate their vision, and they don't need to give up, saying, oh, I'm too old, I can't do it. Because I'm, 67 now. Father started 20 or 30 companies and charities after the age of 67. I mean, we really don't have any excuse. Yeah? It's just a question of attitude, a question of thinking, and a question of contemplation. Yeah? So thank you very much and for your kind attention. Thank you for inviting me here today. And may God's blessings be richly on you. Thank you.